When you grow old, truly old, not just in numbers but in spirit, in skin, in the rhythm of your steps and the memories etched across the decades, you begin to realize that there are 5 things you must never be without, 5 invisible treasures more valuable than money, louder than applause, and more nourishing than food, and if you guard these 5 closely, protect them like sacred flame, you will find that growing old does not mean fading away but instead becoming more whole, more complete, more yourself than ever before. First, when you grow old, do not lack purpose because a life without purpose, no matter how many years it has seen, is like a candle with no flame, present but not illuminating, existing but not alive. Purpose doesn't have to be grand, flashy, or loud, it just has to be yours. It can be as small as watering the plants every morning with intention, writing letters to grandchildren, telling stories that nobody else remembers, or simply being the one person who listens when everyone else is speaking. Purpose is not about scale but about soul. When you grow old, if you wake up in the morning and know in your bones that you matter, that you are needed, not for what you used to do but for who you still are, then you are richer than most people ever dreamed to be. Second, do not lack connection because loneliness in old age is like a slow erosion of the heart, not always visible but devastating over time. Connection doesn't always mean company, it means knowing and being known. It means sitting in silence with someone and still feeling heard. It means reaching out when your pride tells you not to, forgiving when your ego wants revenge, and remembering that even at 80 or 85 or 90, your soul still longs for the electricity of meaningful bonds. If there's someone you've lost touch with, write the letter. If there's someone you love, say it more often. If there's someone you miss, pick up the phone. And if there's no one, become the someone you once needed. Third, do not lack appreciation, for the past, for the present, for the ordinary miracles still left in your reach. There is a kind of grace in growing old with open eyes, not bitter from what time has taken, but grateful for what it left behind. The texture of old wood beneath your hands. The sound of birds in the morning. The way sunlight spills through the same window it always has. The fact that you are still here, that your story didn't end when you thought it might, that you are still writing chapters that no one else could write. Gratitude at this stage of life is not a ritual, it is a survival skill. It is the difference between seeing your days as leftovers or as legacy. The more you appreciate, the more you have. That is a truth no clock can steal. Fourth, do not lack expression. The freedom to still speak your truth, share your story, leave your imprint on the people around you. Too many elders grow quiet, not because they have nothing to say, but because they have been made to feel unheard. Don't let the world silence you. Your life has been a novel, a film, a symphony, your voice is the narrator of that masterpiece. If you still have the ability to tell the stories no one else remembers, to pass on the lessons only you learned firsthand, to paint or write or speak or sing even in a whisper, then do it. Leave no wisdom unspoken, no truth buried. Expression is how you remind the world that you are still here, not just breathing but burning. And finally, fifth, do not lack self-compassion. As the body changes, the world shifts and familiar things fade, be gentle with yourself. You've done more than enough. You've survived more than most people know. You've carried grief, danced with joy, stumbled through failure, and still made it here. Forgive the younger you for what they didn't know. Love the present you for what you still are. And never measure your worth by what you can do, but by the love you still give and the presence you still offer. There will be days when you feel forgotten, when the world seems fast and you feel slow, when people treat you like a shadow. On those days, return to these 5 things: purpose, connection, appreciation, expression, and self-compassion, and hold them close like lanterns in the dark. Because if you can carry these, truly carry them, you will never be empty. You will never be obsolete. You will never be alone in the ways that truly matter. You will be the kind of elder this world desperately needs but doesn't yet know how to honor. You will be the storyteller, the keeper of wisdom, the quiet presence whose love reaches beyond words. You will be the beating heart behind the curtain, the strong roots beneath the visible tree. When you grow old, grow full, not just of years but of meaning. Let each wrinkle be a sentence in your story. Let your silence be intentional, not forgotten. Let your stillness hold weight. You are not past your prime, you are in your prime of presence. And these 5 things are your crown. Wear them not with pride but with peace. That because as the seasons of life shift and the leaves fall one by one, you will find that these 5 things, purpose, connection, appreciation, expression, and self-compassion, become not only your companions but your compass, guiding you gently through the uncharted chapters of aging that no one ever truly prepares you for. Purpose does not fade with age, in fact it often sharpens. It is no longer tied to titles or job descriptions or public validation. It becomes something quieter, yet more profound. Perhaps your purpose is now to preserve memories, to embody patience, to be the soft place where someone else finds comfort, or to finally, fully be yourself after decades of trying to meet the expectations of others. You may not realize it, but the way you water your plants, the way you speak to strangers with kindness, the way you sit with grief instead of running from it, these are all expressions of purpose. They whisper to the world, I am still here and I still matter. When you have purpose, you are never wasting time because your very presence becomes an offering. And connection, that beautiful, fragile thread between hearts, do not let it break simply because the world grows quieter around you. If old friends have drifted, make space for new ones. If no one visits, become the one who writes letters, who smiles at the postman, who makes conversation at the grocery store. It is not about the number of people you know, but the depth with which you know even one person. Connection means you are still willing to reach out, to risk being known, to hold and be held, even if just in spirit. Don't believe the myth that connection is a luxury of youth. In truth, it becomes more essential the older we get. Without it, we begin to forget who we are. With it, we remember what makes us human. And appreciation, this is your lens to view the world not through regret, but through reverence. You've seen so much. You've lost, loved, waited, learned, stumbled, soared. And now, as the dust settles and the noise fades, you can finally see the small things clearly, the way light bends across the kitchen floor, the rhythm of birdsong in the morning, the laughter of children that reminds you of your own. To appreciate does not mean to ignore what is gone. It means to honor what remains. It means choosing to see not what time has taken, but what time has gifted. A slower pace, a gentler gaze, a deeper stillness. That stillness is not emptiness, it is fullness without noise. If you can live in appreciation, you will never live in lack. Then comes expression, the voice of your soul. You still have stories to tell, tell them. Even if no one listens, write them down. Speak them to the wind. Paint them in color. Share them with the mirror. Your story matters, not because it's grand but because it's yours. The world is filled with loud, fleeting chatter, but your truth, spoken with authenticity, carries weight. It anchors. It heals. It echoes long after it's spoken. Never let anyone tell you your voice doesn't matter. In a world racing to the future, your memories are the bridge. Your truth is the map. Your softness is the counterbalance to the chaos. Speak even if only to yourself. And finally, self-compassion. The gentle, sacred act of being kind to the person who has carried you through every season of life. You have earned your own kindness. Be as gentle with yourself as you are with others. Don't punish yourself for what you didn't know, for what you couldn't control, for the dreams that changed, for the time that slipped away. You did your best even when it didn't feel like it. And now, in these golden years, give yourself permission to rest, to breathe, to be. Love yourself for who you are now, not in spite of your wrinkles or slowness, but because of them. They are proof you lived. They are medals of survival. They are the fingerprints of time, etched in grace. Hold yourself like you would a child, tenderly, with forgiveness and awe. Because even now, especially now, you are becoming. Your soul is still unfolding, like a flower that blooms in evening light. And as the world grows distracted with speed and progress, your stillness becomes a rare and beautiful gift. These 5 things, purpose, connection, appreciation, expression, and self-compassion, are not extras. They are essentials. They are the soil in which a meaningful old age grows. And if you find yourself wondering whether these years matter, whether you matter, come back to them. Come back to purpose. What can I still offer? Come back to connection. Who can I reach today? Come back to appreciation. What beauty is here right now? Come back to expression. What truth wants to rise from within me? Come back to compassion. How can I be soft with myself today? These questions are not trivial. They are transformational. And if you ask them often enough, you will find that aging is not about decline. It is about deepening. It is about finding new rhythms, softer joys, deeper truths. You are not drifting. You are anchoring. You are not disappearing. You are distilling, boiling down a life into its richest essence. And that essence is what the world needs now more than ever. Because in the final stretch of life's beautiful, winding road, the world may try to convince you that you have become less useful, less relevant, less necessary. But if you still have purpose, connection, appreciation, expression, and self-compassion, you are more than you have ever been. You are no longer shaped by what the world demands of you, but by what your soul knows to be true. You have walked the long journey of becoming. And now you hold the distilled wisdom of decades lived with courage, not without fear but despite it. Purpose becomes the spark that lights each morning with meaning. Even if your steps are slower, your time is sacred, and what you give, your presence, your attention, your care, holds immense value in a hurried, distracted world. You may be the calm in someone else's storm, the elder who quietly reminds others that life is not measured by speed, but by depth. Connection becomes your bridge to belonging, not a crowd, not applause, but presence, eye contact, a shared memory, a hand held without a word. You don't need many, you need real. And if you've learned how to connect with yourself in silence, you'll never be truly alone. Appreciation becomes the lens through which life becomes poetry again. A falling leaf, the rhythm of rain, the echo of laughter, the comfort of an old chair, these things once overlooked become sacred rituals. Appreciation turns scarcity into abundance and memory into legacy. It's how you transform aging from a loss into a gain. Expression becomes your way of leaving footprints behind, not in stone but in stories, in art, in letters, in the way your spirit touches the room long after you leave it. If you speak, the right person will hear. And if you write, even one sentence may outlive you and change someone else's hour, or day, or life. And self-compassion becomes the medicine you give yourself daily, when your body aches, when your memory fades, when others forget to include you, when you long for things no longer possible. It is the voice inside you that says, "Even so, I am worthy." That voice, that sacred softness toward yourself, becomes your shield and your comfort. Without it, aging becomes punishment. With it, aging becomes poetry. These 5 things are not things to add to your to-do list. They are not chores. They are not obligations. They are invitations, to come home to yourself, to reclaim what is timeless about you, to be the elder the world needs, even if the world doesn't yet know how to say thank you. You are not finished. You are not fading. You are becoming more yourself with every passing season. Let the world chase youth. You carry something more enduring, presence, wisdom, steadiness. The kind of richness that only time can produce. And if you look in the mirror and see someone with soft skin, kind eyes, a quiet presence, someone who doesn't rush anymore, who doesn't need to prove anything, see that as a triumph, not a loss. See that as strength, not weakness. Because you, dear soul, are the sum of 1,000 sunrises and endless storms survived. You are not who you were, and that is your beauty. You are the one who kept going when others quit. You are the one who forgave when it wasn't asked. You are the one who loved even after loss. You are the one who listened, who endured, who grew. These 5 things are your roots and your wings. They are how you stay grounded when the world moves too fast and how you rise when the world overlooks you. If you've ever wondered whether your life still matters, let me say this clearly. Yes, it does. Yes, you do. Every word you speak, every truth you carry, every gentle act of kindness, every piece of wisdom shared, these things matter. The world needs elders who feel deeply, who walk slowly, who carry presence like a torch. The world needs you. And when you make these 5 things your companions, purpose, connection, appreciation, expression, self-compassion, then even in solitude you are not alone. Even in silence you are not voiceless. Even in stillness you are not stagnant. You are the warm fire in the corner of the room, not flashy but essential. You are the soul who remembers what others forget. You are the reminder that love, not speed, is the legacy that endures. So grow old not in fear but in fullness. Don't lack these 5 things because they are what make your later years not just livable but luminous. And when you hold them you'll know, you are not just aging. You are arriving, finally, fully, into the truth of who you've always been.